Hey, Heal Squad. Today, I want to talk about what healthy reciprocity looks like in a relationship. Many of us probably grew up watching our mothers, aunts, grandmothers provide a lot of emotional and physical labor, but they didn't receive that same level of care back. And so I want to talk about reciprocity because it's going to be so important in this upcoming year as we outside and we're dating. Right? So, listen, reciprocity in a healthy relationship means that both people are intentionally contributing to the emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and practical well being of the relationship. Not equally, not necessarily perfectly, but consistently, okay? Now, sometimes in a relationship, one person will be giving more than the other person, but both people are trying their very best to show up for the other person consistently. Reciprocity says, I care about how you feel, not just about how I benefit. And I feel like reciprocity is one of the topics that we aren't hearing enough about and seeing quite often on the social media streets. Like, I would love to see more couples content that dealt with reciprocity. And it's very different than, because sometimes what you see is you'll see a husband talking about all the things he does for his wife, and then somebody's like, well, what does she do for you? I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm not talking about tit for tat. Reciprocity is two people coming together and being intentional about esteeming each other and taking care of each other and taking care of the family. It's not, well, when you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's not about that, okay? I adjust my behavior because your needs matter. I don't let you carry the emotional labor alone. Healthy reciprocity feels safe, not confusing. It feels supported, not draining. It's balanced, not one-sided. And again, it's not this, what can you do for me? Okay. Let's get very practical. I'm gonna give you a few examples of what reciprocity looks like in relationships. So emotional reciprocity. You listen to his concerns and he listens to yours without minimizing, dismissing you, or trying to fix you. And ladies, hey ladies, yeah. Stop trying to fix that man. Stop trying to tell him how to show up emotionally. If he is not he may not be very expressive in his emotions, and that's okay. Now, there's a difference between not being able to communicate what you need, want, versus not expressive. He may be a tough guy, and that's okay. All right. You're not the only one initiating hard conversations, naming emotional patterns, doing the inner work. He takes responsibility for his emotional world as well, and his emotional world may look different than yours, and that's okay. That's okay, right? If you tell him, like, I want to spend more, or when you call me in the middle of the day and you tell me about your day, that makes me feel special. And then he does it. He does it. Okay. Effort reciprocity. You make time and he makes time. You know, there are men that are building, right? It may be a business, they may be going to school, but they still take time. It's not a matter of you just fit in or you just get in where you fit in. It's that the two of you make time for each other and you're intentional about making time. This is going to be especially important for my girlies who get married and you have children, right? You got to make time for each other. You both may have careers. You have to make time for each other. You may be taking care of a loved one, or he's taking care of a loved one, or a loved one moves into your home. You have to make time. Both of you have to make time. I always say, if Barack had time for Michelle, then guess what? Ain't no way a man gonna tell me he ain't got time for me. Okay? You are not the only one planning dates, following up, keeping the momentum alive. Usually in relationships, there is one person that may push the relationship on, okay? But both people need to be doing that. You don't have to beg for consistency. You don't have to remind him to show up. He is showing up for you. And this is the thing, you have to make time for him too. I was doing a coaching session and a young lady was like, I'm busy, I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I was like, you gotta if you want to date, if you want a relationship, you have to have time for someone. You have to make yourself available to them. Okay. So it's not always women that are asking men for time. Sometimes men are asking women for time. Don't miss a good man because you've put so much in your life, but you're just being busy. You're being unavailable because you're being avoidant. All right. I said what I said. Care. Care, reciprocity. When you're tired, overwhelmed, or going through something, he leans in and not out. There's that statistic that talks about men who leave their wives when the wife gets terminally ill or gets a illness versus women, right? This is so important. Does he care for you or do you feel neglected? Okay. Does he disappear when things get hard or does he get right there in it with you? Does he hold your hand and encourage you that things are going to be okay? You're going to be okay. You guys are going to make it. Do you turn and do you encourage him when things get hard? I was watching the video. Y'all don't come for me. I'm still fragile. I'm still fragile, okay? About women who are deciding that they're no longer going to be bonus moms. And I think that's unfair to their husbands. Yes, whoever the mama is may be doing whatever. That's the man's job to check her and to protect you from her. But it's not fair. Like when I'm a mama, right? I'm a mama to a beautiful boy. And I couldn't imagine my husband being like, well, no, that you got to care. So when you marry a man or you're in a relationship with a man and he has children, you have to provide care. Okay. All right. Don't. I'm still fragile now. Don't be trying to get me down below. And I'll do a video on blending families. Okay. He doesn't punish you for having your needs. He's not minimizing your needs. He's not like, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Men have needs, wants, desires. They have an image. Healthy men have an image about what relationship, what marriage looks like for them. And when he comes to you and he articulates it, you shouldn't be, pushing off. You should do your very best to give that man what he needs. Because if he's doing what he needs to do to give you what you need, then we're coming together. Okay? He doesn't make you feel like you're too much. See, there's one man who made you feel like you're too much, and this man is like, girl, that's all you need. That's all you want. And then he'll give you more. He'll give you so much more. And let me tell you something about y'all lover girls. Okay? Y'all lover girls need a man who's going to show up for you and be on the same time you're on. But also you need a man who will protect you from overgiving. Okay, just got to put that out there. Consideration, reciprocity. He thinks about you even when you're not present. That looks like checking in without being prompted. How come every day you're the only one that texts him? You're the only one that initiates conversation. It's not reciprocal. He should be just as excited to text you, to hear from you. And when he doesn't hear from you, he's like, what's going on, baby? What's going on? This not like you. Making decisions with you in mind. How does this impact our future? So he's in medical school, and there's a residency that he really desperately wants. And you guys are in Massachusetts, it's in Nevada. And he comes to you, baby, there's this residency in Nevada, but I don't want to do long distance. So what I'm going to do, we're going to figure out a way that we can move together. We're going to get married and we're going to move together. Something like that, right? Respecting your boundaries without resentment and vice versa. That's a big one. That you can say, what you don't feel comfortable with, and he's okay with that. He's okay. But he can also tell you his boundaries, right? Like I heard, there was a man I saw his TikTok. He was like, I don't want to date a woman. He was talking about his non-negotiables. He was like, I don't want to date a woman. And every week she beefing with somebody, right? He may tell you like, you real confrontational all the time. And I don't like that. Someone I dated always told me about timing and tone. Okay, your man may need you to kind of peep the scene before you bring an issue to him. His boundary may be, baby, when I first get home, I need to decompress just a little bit before you bring anything to me. I am your Superman. I'm going to solve whatever issue you have, but I just need a little break. Boundary, okay? Right? I want you to end this. You're not an afterthought. You're a priority. He makes decisions with you on his mind. Okay. So let's talk about what reciprocity is not, because I feel like many of us haven't really seen this demonstrated in a healthy way. So these are some examples of what it's not. Reciprocity is not he tries when he feels like it. You got to nag him. Or he says you're nagging, but you're just being consistent as it relates to speaking to him about what you need, right? You are the manual for what you need and the care that you need, okay? Inconsistency is not effort. Mood-based investment is not reciprocity. If he shows up when it's convenient but disappears when it's uncomfortable, that's imbalance, okay? Reciprocity is not you overgiving while he underfunctions. If you're explaining your needs over and over, lowering your standards to keep him, carrying the emotional weight of the relationship, that's not reciprocity, that's self-abandonment. Stand up, girl. Or if he's doing the same thing. You shouldn't have to explain your needs over and over. You shouldn't have to beg him to love you in a certain way or to take care of you in a certain way. We are not negotiating as it relates to the care of us. We're not negotiating with terrorists, okay? You don't have to lower your standards to keep him. Whatever the standard is, he goes over and beyond. And I need you to believe that there is a man out there that's willing to love you and take care of you the way that you need to be loved and taken care of. And I want you to know, like, I see many men that are extremely successful out in the world. They can be just as successful in a relationship. Do not be with a man who goes over and beyond and out of his way in business, but then once you, tries to explain to you, tries to gaslight you why he can't show up that way for you. Don't do that, all right? Reciprocity is not potential. He could be amazing if it's not a relationship. Reciprocity is based on what's happening now, not what you hope will happen later. I remember I got sick. I got a cold or something close to, it was in September because I had to have surgery in October. And the man I was dating brought me some chicken noodle soup. And I thought that was so sweet. That was the best thing he could do, right? You know, because I had to, you know, it's like, you got to get healthy because you have to have this surgery. That's when I had my mastectomy. And that was so sweet of him. That was so kind of him to take a moment out of his day to bring me soup. And I remember him being sick. And he works, he's in the heat. Well, he works out in the weather. Let me say, not the heat. It was hot that day. And he hadn't had enough water. So I went to Publix and I got bottles of water and I got Gatorade and I put it in his fridge, right? I got him something cool so that he could be, that's reciprocity. We take care of each other. We're in this together, okay? Reciprocity is not trauma bonding. Intensity is not intimacy. Struggle love is not depth. Chaos is not connection. And there are men that are looking for this. They have this concept that love means you accept everything and you just, whatever they dish out, that you're supposed to accept it. No, because if that man wouldn't accept that behavior from you, then you shouldn't accept it for him. Don't be in a relationship with a man that really wants to be abusive. And you have to listen to the language in which he is asking you questions as it relates to in the beginning of your dating, okay? If the relationship is fueled with anxiety, uncertainty, and emotional highs and lows, that is not reciprocity. That's nervous system dysregulation. You're going to go through things in your dating, but what it shouldn't be is one person being antagonistic or hurtful or dismissive or manipulative in the relationship. It shouldn't be that one person isn't carrying their weight. No, life is hard on its own. That's what you should be going through. Yes, you may have personality clashes. Sometimes expectations won't be met, but then you repair and you move forward. But not one person who may be wounded, hasn't done their work, taking it out on you and vice versa. Okay, because we over here healing too, right? Let's talk about why reciprocity may feel unfamiliar to you. Many women were conditioned to believe that equals sacrifice or self-abandonment. Being chosen means being flexible or being low maintenance or not having standards or not asking for too much. And that's not true. I've given this example many times, but y'all know I want me a Porsche, right? You know how many men want nice cars, whether it's a classic or it's a luxury vehicle? You know the maintenance it requires on, I'm just learning this, on luxury vehicles or classic cars. You know how much money men invest for that? Why would a man invest all that for a car and not be willing to invest it in you? And you know how much we invest in our hair and our nails and our makeup and our perfume and our skincare and our Botox and our G1Ps and all of that. Why would you not invest that much in the care of somebody else? Okay. Healthy love doesn't require you to shrink, suffer, or betray yourself. Reciprocity may feel boring to you, right? But peaceful to you when you are healed. Oh, let me say this for my avoidant girlies. He doing too much. No, he's showing up in a way, and you have never experienced reciprocity. Many of us were raised just to serve. So when someone comes and does something for us, we don't know how to accept it. You better learn how to receive, girl. Thank you. I remember when I was I don't even know if I was in my 20s, and I was dating a man, and even now today I have to talk to myself. I get fussed at quite often for touching the door, but I was just, getting out the car, and I remember him saying, "Don't touch that door handle. Check your makeup out or something, but don't touch that door." I was like, "Oh, okay, my bad, I'm sorry." Reciprocity. That's a man's way of showing care. Okay? Listen, if you're always giving and rarely receiving, that's not love, that's labor. You don't need to teach a man, a grown man, a healthy man, how to care for you, because he's going to come just as eager and willing as you are to provide care. Relationships are two people being committed to esteeming each other, holding each other close, and providing care for each other, meeting each other's needs, okay? You don't need to audition for consistency. You don't need to earn reciprocity. Healthy men want to reciprocate, and healthy men come off the gate giving. Okay? They come off what? Giving. I want you to know you're not asking too much. You may just be asking the wrong person. All right? I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in with me. And I hope you now have an idea of what reciprocity looks like. And if you are in a healthy relationship, give us a little tips down below about reciprocity, and tell us some things that maybe you do for your man and he does for you. And again, not from an unhealthy place, but from a place where we are loving and caring for each other. In healthy relationships, we give to each other. We dote on each other. We know that we are important to that person. All right. Well, this is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia.